Hi, I'm Rick Watson. Here in Salem, Massachusetts is a very energetic time. Halloween, energy, magic, it all exists. Being a witch in Salem, being a psychic here in Salem, has intertuned me to realize that you do not have to be a witch to be able to gaze. Crystal ball, that is actually psychic. Witchcraft is a religion. I want to thank all the students for participating here today at the crystal ball gazing class. Let me ask you this. If your son is a mile away and you feel as though something's wrong and you're normally right, have you ever experienced that?
Yes.
That's psychic. Who's heard bells or ringing in their ear? That is psychic. Who has ever felt tingling in their hands or in their arms or in their feet? That is psychic. Who has ever felt or heard somebody brush by them? That is all psychic ability. Tonight's class with crystal ball gazing, you're going to learn that this crystal ball holds many facets of energy. Not only your psychic ability, but your intuitiveness with yourself. The reason why we had joked about the tissues is because you're going to go through a lot of emotions tonight. Because for you to understand crystal, you're going to need to understand yourself. Through history with crystal ball, I have taken excerpts out from Crystal Vision through crystal gazing by Freda Rashad. Took me very many years to understand that this book really wasn't making sense to me. The medical jargon in it was way beyond my reach. I got this book, and it was actually published in 1903 is my hardcover version of it. It's now made in paperback form. At Derby Square Books, you can get it for $25. That's how rare this book is. It took me up until 5 years ago to understand that I was studying under a psychologist. A lot of psychologists, after my research about crystal ball, have written books on crystal ball and crystal gazing, the visions that you see. You're going to learn that there are actually many facets to crystal ball, such as the 3 layers that we will be addressing. Also, the different states of psyche that each one of you will have. I promise you will all see something in that ball this evening. Okay, with that being said, the people at the table are the first people to become the guinea pigs of tonight's class. Because the limited number of seats here at this class, we had to be sure that, guess what, Rick had to pull a trick. So this you will find, if you guys can just take out your worksheets. And could someone pass me the red folder? Thank you. Okay. Okay. This is a quartz crystal. Yes, it is in ball form. They are extremely popular tools today. The crystal sphere is an ancient magical tool. Again, you do not have to be a witch to be able to gaze into your psyche with crystal ball. However, in witchcraft, we do use crystal ball as a metaphysical tool in our rituals, if you are a gazer or a seer, which is what I am. There are many imposters in crystals out there. You can buy a big bowl of glass. They can pass it off as a quartz crystal, so mind you of the price. If the price is $20 for a ball about this size, then you know you're getting shafted with glass. Quartz crystal comes in many different forms. This is an occlusion ball. Can anybody tell me what they think occlusion means? Yes, Brandon.
It's fake.
No, it's not fake. It's a real crystal. Inclusion, yes, Judy. The little spots? Okay. Yes. It's a still living, breathing crystal. Though it is man-made into a ball, the inclusion ball, and you can pass this around to everyone, and please be very careful. These are all my personal crystal balls. Okay, pass that around to each one. You're going to see different little facets, but I like you to gaze into it, almost as if you were gazing into like a marble. You're going to find the occlusions, some of them going to have rainbows. Some of them you're going to see that there's a different color to them. There's also a crystal point right here. Can you pass that to me? Thank you very much. This is a quartz crystal sphere. This is also inclusioned. This is also a tool for gazing. A lot of people think that you have to buy a crystal ball, begin to gaze into it, and you're going to start to see things right away. Inclusion balls, which are the ones that have the rough edges and the little points and the little rainbows and what we think are fairies in there. For witches, it's fairies and sprites. For spiritualists, it's angels. Religion aside, it still has the energy. It's still a living, breathing organism. Many years from now, you'll find new inclusions in your ball or in your point, because you are going to find that you will be able to read this point. So pass that around, please, and kind of gaze into it. Okay, through the times there have been many books on the subject of gazing and scrying. You're going to learn that if you hear me say seer, that is meaning you. I will provide excerpts which are in your notebooks, as in your classes right here, from the following books that I have actually used throughout the year. The Witch's Bible. A good quote is scrying and gazing to use in a crystal ball, a pool of ink, a concave black mirror, or any other device that is defocusing your normal pattern of vision. And this also helps to aid in your clairvoyance. How many thought that mediums are just what that's called, is medium? It's clairvoyancy. Reading crystal ball is clairvoyancy. I do not have a practice of advertising myself in my works of crystal ball as saying I am a medium. I say I read crystal ball. I do not feel like I need people to come up to me and ask to speak to a dead relative. I talk to them every day. When you become clairvoyant, you come into different states. As the more that you gaze, the more you see, the more you hear, the more you taste, the more you smell, the more you touch. The more you have to learn to shut it off too. Clairvoyance is an ancient art and science of being aware of facts, objects, situations by psychic means. That is not ordinary to regular senses. Strictly speaking, clairvoyancy means experience such awareness in the form of visual images. Your gazing technique is going to help you to develop this skill tonight. How many have a ball at home? Raise your hand. How many have points at home? Crystal points? How many wear a crystal point? Good. Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Crystal Gem and Metal Magic. There's a lovely little excerpt, or sentence I should actually say, in that book. And it says that it's a very good resource guide, or encyclopedia if you would, on all your crystals and what the properties are. I strictly normally talk about quartz crystal in gazing, but you can use actually any kind of crystal that actually calls to you. Good thing with Cunningham is that listed is that if you were to actually see a rock in a riverbed, something trickling, a gemstone in a jewelry store, it's actually that gemstone or that crystal that is calling to you. So you'll hear a lot of times in Salem that if you're actually shopping and you pick something up, they say you should get it because it's calling to you. So if you're looking at crystal knowing it's a living thing, you should be picking that crystal up and buying it. Without going into a lot of the excerpts of the books, this is just really a resource guide for you all to actually just see where I'm coming from in a lines, because the more one-on-one you get, the better you're going to be. So, how many people think that, or have a misconception about what crystal ball in the sense of the Wizard of Oz? No? Nobody can tell me what happened in The Wizard of Oz and the crystal ball. Come on, please, somebody.
He holds a picture of Dorothy's mother, or looks in her pocketbook while she has
He looked in her pocketbook and took the picture. He's a thief, right? He's a thief. The wizard was a thief. In crystal ball, you're going to learn that you can actually read a picture. However, everything in a crystal ball is backwards. So there is a rule in gazing that if you're going to gaze, you only want to gaze for maximum 15 minutes. Of course, you can start with 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and go up gradually. That is what I suggest because you don't want to actually strain your vision. Because just like watching a TV screen, you can defocus your vision and your eyesight will go bad. And if you're looking at everything backwards, what do you think is going to happen? So I bet you're all wondering how you see things backwards, right? Okay. Well, you'll see here that in the middle I have this lovely cloth, right? Well, this is a lovely little crystal ball. I worked very hard for that ball. It called to me, I needed that ball. So I got that ball. You want to scry only for 15 minutes a day. You see these clear balls in front of you, and I bet you all are wondering, pictures. Thank you, Vinny, for being so kind to bring this aura photo, which I think is preposterous, but that's okay. You will see auras, though, in crystal ball. I just do not believe that film can do this. I think it's the film, and I know it's the film, actually. So, taking this picture and putting it into the crystal ball, how many can see it? Can you raise your hand if you can see it? Okay, thank you. See how the picture is backwards? Okay. So, if the Wizard of Oz was to actually take the picture and put it in front of the crystal ball, he's not going to see it straight up, right? And we know that he took it out of her bag. But if somebody was to come to you to say, hey, you know what, I think I can contact you with spirit, or I'm getting my grandmother around me, or my mother. Geez, can you read this for me? The more that you gaze, the more you're going to see that you can actually do this. So you would take the picture and put it upside down. And now how many see the picture straight on? So everything, if you're going to gaze into a crystal ball and you're going to do it with a picture, you're going to do it backwards so that you're looking right at the picture so that you connect with the energy or the spirit of the lost or the departed loved one or friend. Any questions so far? Yeah. Good point. You're going to see that in your folders it says occlusion balls are actually the balls that are best to work with or highly suggested for gazing. Excuse me. Highly suggested for gazing. Yes, they are highly popular tools. If you have an occlusion ball, you're bound to get better results quicker. It takes many years. It has taken me 20 years to be able to read a clear ball. You will not get that overnight. Once you begin to gaze, there are techniques in which, how many know about Egypt and pyramids? Right? Do they have pyramids in Egypt? Okay. So everybody take your hands like this and put it into a triangle. This table especially. Okay? No, you want to take your thumbs, cross them over, and just form a triangle with the tips of your fingers. Okay? When you gaze, you would gaze at the circumference, making sure that the ball in itself is covered by your hand. So, when you're gazing like that, you just want to be sure that the triangle is what you're seeing through the crystal. Each one of you is going to get a turn. So you guys can relax in the back, and you guys keep your triangles up like this, please. Okay, you can use this ball right here, and you can use it too. Go across from each other. If you have to move that ball down, you may. Just be very careful. You're going to see that there's a tea light there, which is what we call fake tea light because we can't use candles here in the mall. So I have one of those little battery operated. It actually sets the mood and the setting for when you're gazing. I highly recommend that you use some incense, not stick incense. No. You want to use the old-fashioned powdered incense with charcoal. It lasts longer. You don't need to use as much. And it actually helps into your euphoric astroplaning, or what we call our third eye chakra. How many know about your third eye chakra? Very good. Okay. As you're gazing, no. Take your thumbs like this. Yep. And make sure that you're covering the circumference of the ball. Put your hands forward. There you go. Very good, Monique. Okay, begin to gaze. Tell me when you start to see a cloud, like the ball begins to get cloudy. It is? Okay, how are you doing over here? Notice that the larger ball, our lovely students tonight are learning that they're not getting it right away. But did I tell you, it took years. How you doing over here? You getting any cloudiness? Okay, not a problem. Again, that's a bigger ball, isn't it? Tricked. Uh-huh. What are you seeing over here, Brandon? Get anything?
More cloudy.
Cloudy. Okay. Do you consider this ball to be cloudy, though?
Yeah.
Was it more cloudy, or did you see it clearer?
I don't know.
Did it get clearer through the center? No? Okay, not a problem. Try that one. This, again, remember, is an occlusion ball. Okay? You're going to try that. Okay, you girls can stop over there. You can stop over here. Did it get cloudy? It did. Okay, very good. Did you get any kind of color? No? Okay, red. You got gray. Okay, good. Very good. Nothing. Years, years, years. They're very good for you. Uh-oh, Vinny. I think we got another one for you. Vinny's actually learned this very quickly in 7 classes. How you do over here? Nothing? Nothing at all. Okay, not a problem. Can I have the black? Oh, you saw the water? Can we get this off the table, please? Thank you. Can I have the stand, please? Okay, I'd like you to do it with the black ball, please. Of course, you're not going to just use these balls and toss them around like I'm doing right now. I know these balls, they're part of me.
Wait, it's starting to get cloudy.
Very good. Okay, stop gazing, Brandon. Tops 15 minutes, you will gaze. Okay. Go on to your next page, please. And you're going to need your pens and probably, or it could be the second page where it says list colors. Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah. There he has. Very good. I'm jumping a little bit ahead. Where it says to list your colors. So get your pens out. And I don't want anybody gazing at the balls right now. You can look at them, but don't gaze, okay? Before we get into listing, I do suggest that you have a tea light, incense. It can be sage, it can be frankincense. However, all of you are getting a gift from me tonight, and I make Crystal Vision incense once a year at this time for this class, and for this class only. I do not sell it. Please use it very sparingly, so it is your gift. There's also a quartz crystal occlusion ball in your gift bags tonight. That's right, you got one. A small mirror. However, you're going to notice that you're really not going to need the mirror, but in the beginning, I like to have the mirror placed on the table so that the reflection of the color, you get to feel it. You want to get some soft meditative music. I highly suggest Olivia Newton-John's Chakra CD. It's amazing. And a crystal journal, which is what we call a journal, but it could be a notebook, which is what you all got today. So that when you begin to gaze, you can actually start writing down if you're starting to see color, what the color is making you feel. So, before we go on to color, everybody put your workbooks and your notes down onto the floor. Okay. Here comes the fun part, guys. Remember that I told you that the crystal ball is going to become a part of you?
Yeah.
It is. Everybody close their eyes. I want you to tune out the entire room. Nothing but peace, quietness, and tranquility. Shut out any voices that you're hearing. I would like you all to start to think about the saddest moment of your life. The saddest. Don't focus too hard. Just kind of relax. If there was unfinished business, maybe you lost a loved one, and maybe you didn't get to say something to them. Maybe you got treated badly, and it was one of the worst heartbreaks, divorces, separations you ever had in your life. And I want you to think about that. Maybe it's the fact that maybe you lost a sibling in a horrible accident. Very good. Open your eyes. Marsha, how'd that make you feel? Sad? Okay, you need tissue? Okay. Bridget? You okay? Bridget? You okay? All right, honey.
I'm okay.
Okay, pass the tissues, please. I told you we were going to need them. You ladies doing okay? There's a reason why we do this. Anybody hear a voice? Did anybody hear a voice when I thought for you to think of your saddest moment? No? Anybody hear bells? Anybody get tingling? How many got tingling? You got pressure? Yeah? Okay. If you don't mind me asking, what were you thinking?
My sister, my older sister who had passed
Mm-hmm.
many years
Did you
ago.
feel her? Did you feel her right now?
I felt pressure on my shoulders.
Very good. Anybody else? Yes, Brandon.
I felt tingling in my feet.
In your feet. Very good. Anyone else? Anybody get emptiness? Anybody get sadness? Lonely? Destitute? Despair? No? Then you guys weren't doing it right. It's facing your biggest fear, is death. All of you close your eyes again. I know it's heavy. I'm sorry, darling. Close your eyes again. There's a reason why we do this. Take 3 deep breaths, please. Exhale. Tune everybody out again. Everybody, I want you to think of the happiest moment, the funniest moment that you ever had in your life. Feel the energy. Come on. What's the happiest moment you ever had in your life? No one? Come on. You can't all be boring people. Judy. Thank you. Come on. Stand up, honey. Stand up. Give me. I want to see some energy. Stand up. Happy, happy. Right? The funniest moment of your life. Stand up, honey.
I was always told I'd never be able to have a child.
And you had a child, didn't you? Good for you. Who else did or proved somebody wrong? Nobody? Come on, get in touch with your life, people. Really? Everybody's just passive aggressive? I read some of you. I know better. Okay. The reason why, and I'm sorry, maybe you can't get past the sadness, but everybody knows I'm full of positivity. It's not an easy thing to do every day, but I do it. And the ball in itself has taught me that not only do you have to face your biggest fear, your empty losses, but to be a good psychic, to connect with your psyche, is to understand loss, to understand pain, to understand sadness, missing, loneliness, sorrow, gloom, despair, depression, the darkest periods of your life. The happiest moments are the things that happen every single day and people don't even get a chance to say it. Isn't that sad? Not me. I live my life every day the way I want to. Happy. Because what makes me happy is that I know that these spirits are talking to me. I don't know any other way to do this but to help my clients and people that come to see me and to actually teach what I've learned so that you can understand that the things that you feel, you taste, you see are real. They're psychic. Everybody stand up for a minute. And I want you to just shake your bodies out. Feel the energy, shake it all out. Come on. Everybody, I want to hear a laugh. Come on. Clap something, right? Okay, good. Get the energy flowing, right? Okay, good. Sit back down. Thank you. Feel a little better?
Yes.
Okay, see that can do. The reason why is in your gift bag I gave you a crystal. I need that crystal to become a part of you. So, if you get mad, you're going to look at that crystal. You're going to see it change color. When you're happy, look at that crystal. Feed it in the energy. In your worksheet, it tells you the proper usage of actually putting the ball and charging it in the moonlight for 3 days. Who does that already? No one? Yes, Benny, I know you do. Thank you. Okay, you do want to charge it in the full moonlight for 3 days. That is getting in touch with the goddess energy or Mother Earth energy. Who thinks that you put it in the sun? Who would put a crystal ball in the sun? You would? No, you won't. Right here it says it will cause a fire. It will. See this ball right here? It caused a fire in my house. Okay, so, and that's, it's the truth. I came home with a big hole, and it was all burnt wood. And I was like, what the heck's going on? It was the crystal ball. It magnifies, just like a magnifying glass. Foolish me, I thought it was a marble.